So I think we were really robbed of that opportunity for 70 long
I want
years.
to know, with 500 plus stores, what processes have you set, or how?
I am not great today,
Yes.
but tomorrow I'll be better than yesterday.
Namaste Nam, we have Gunjan from UClean on Nashta with Nam. We had this amazing healthy breakfast from goodness in your life. Gunjan, we can't wait to try this with you. This is a
Of course.
breakfast jar, which is a cacao chia breakfast jar.
Wow, looks
So-
incredible. Anyways, I'm a big fan of the goodness in
You've
your life.
tried it before?
Yeah. I'm such a regular with them, and I really love the food.
Tanushri actually wakes up early morning and makes them fresh in the morning
Yeah,
itself.
this
So we
is
got delivery at 8 a.m. today.
amazing. We should tell the viewers there's dates, there's coconut, there's
Pumpkin
flax
seeds.
seeds, there's pumpkin seeds.
Yeah.
This looks really delicious. Okay,
So
I'll
we're
just
gonna
mix
dig
it
in while
Yeah.
we converse, but I want to start with your journey. So you've worked with companies like HCL, Evalueserve, and then you started your entrepreneurship journey. So how was the transition like? How did you prepare yourself?
Okay, I'll be very, very honest, Ankita. Let me just have a nice bite of goodness. Wow, this was yummy. I'm very good at, getting things done, bringing people together. So I think I was very happy in my job because I was always doing pretty well for myself in whatever jobs that I have done. Actually, entrepreneurship was like my husband pulled me into it. Like, I'll honestly not take credit for being actively pursuing it. Arnab and we always had this idea. I mean, we came up with this idea together, but I was never, how do you say, I was not that fearless. So I think entrepreneurship is for people who are scared or who do not want to report to people. They would like that freedom.
Yes.
And they would like to go out and be themselves. Right? So I was always pretty okay reporting to people. Arnab has a very different take on it. Arnab feels that I am not a yes sir person, but whatever it was, I was good at my work. So when he started the business, we decided that one of us had to continue the stable
working.
job because we want to bring the money till the time the other one is figuring things out. So I continued work, and I worked on UClean. I worked on UClean for a year. I moonlighted for a year, and then after 1 year, when we had enough revenues and the numbers were looking very promising, Arnab felt that I needed one person with me that I can completely rely on, and it is not fair for me to not give you a salary while you continue to put in the hard work. So we then decided that he will bring me on with the basic salary of what I was getting. He will at least meet that. When he was very confident that he can do it is when I joined him full time.
As a co-founder?
As a co-founder.
Oh, wonderful.
So I was always a co-founder, but it's just that I was never promoting myself out there because I was working in a corporate, and I didn't think it was the right thing to do at that point in time. But after I joined him full time, of course, there was like...
But whose idea was UClean? Like to start laundry business?
So like I said, both of us came at it together. Like, in the sense, my perspective was very different from his perspective. He was heading Tribo Hotels North India business, and he realized that majority of the issues with budget hotels is related to laundry. Okay. While I got married in 2015, and when I got married, I realized, oh my God, I have to do my own laundry. Or at least have to manage the laundry that is every other day.
It's a big chore on your head.
It's a big chore, and every other day, even if your house help is doing it, they're not professionally trained
you're
to
not
do it.
never satisfied with it.
Yeah, because they will just like either spoil it, there'll be bleeding, there'll be shrinkage, something or the other will go wrong with it, and you're like, and you can't give your clothes for dry cleaning every day. Like, every cloth cannot be given for dry. It's expensive. So I looked at it. I looked at the market, and I said, Southeast Asia, we traveled to a lot. Like, we went for a honeymoon to Japan, we went to Thailand, we went to Indonesia, we went to Singapore, Malaysia. We saw all these countries. They're a laundromat culture. Why is India not having that culture? There is some, I mean, we are such a big nation, and why are women or anybody in the house still doing laundry when we are willing to eat out, when we are willing to order in.
Yeah.
Like when we can compromise on the food,
Why
why
not?
are we not
Wasting our time.
wasting our time doing laundry? When people feel that cooking food is a waste of time,
Yeah.
there is a whole company, billion-dollar company, that has convinced everyone that, you know, cooking 3 times meal in your house is a waste of time. How come laundry is not a waste of time?
Yeah.
So, and it is not affecting anybody's health. It is actually, I think, giving women that freedom and that liberation from,
Yes.
you know, being occupied the whole day.
Yes.
So that's where I was coming from. So both of us came from different perspectives, but we both were very sure that, okay, this is the market that really needs disruption. India really needs laundromats
Yeah.
outside of the, you know, college campuses.
And from one store to now 150 plus?
No, 500 plus.
Oh my God, 500. Probably the city counts I confused.
Yeah, city count is
It's one-
150 plus and the store count is about 500.
I want to know all about your journey. Why, like how that decision to get into franchising and not self-owned outlets came. So I want to know about that journey.
So when we started the business, it was actually an owned outlet, in the sense it was FOCO. The first was also franchising, because
Okay.
both of us, Arunab and I, came from franchising. We had about 6 years of franchising experience behind us.
Okay.
So, and Arunab had in the past also built a franchise servicing company, which was a consulting firm, Frank Global,
Okay.
and we sold it to Franchise India, and that's how we, you know, had a very good idea of the franchising space. When we thought of this business and we were looking at the business models, we realized that it fit franchising very well. Like this, you know, certain models are force fit into franchising,
Yes.
but this was something which was very organically a model which will do well via franchising mode. Then after running about 12 outlets ourselves, we kind of realized that, okay, this was like a deciding moment
So
for us.
first 12 you ran it.
First 12 we ran it on a FOCO model. We ran it ourselves. Then after running 12 stores, we realized that it is a management heavy business. So at this point in time, we either had to decide. This was like a very deciding moment for us in our business, that after 12 stores, if we have to quickly, you know, scale up, and India is at least a 5,000 laundromat market,
Yes.
at least.
Okay.
So if we have to go to that 5,000, we cannot do it if we are
Do it ourselves.
doing it
Yeah.
ourselves, or operationally if we are managing every store. So it was either we become a franchise brand, or we, you know, continue to do this operations heavy task, and we scale up like slowly. It's very gradual and it's slow. So that's when we decided that, you know, we will take the same amount of manpower and the same amount of effort to manage about 500 stores, vis-a-vis if we go ahead and, you know, set up our own stores, which are like 50 stores.
And
So
all-
that's where the calculation happened, and we pivoted and we thought, no, franchising is the best route. Because honestly, in franchising, one of the biggest strengths of franchising is that when somebody puts in their money, they also are, you know, very interested in getting the returns
Yes.
on that money. So the owner, who is the franchise investor, will work equally hard with you
to make sure
to
that,
make sure that the money comes in.
and
right?
also it's empowering because you're supporting micro entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. That's one of our biggest dreams as, you know, couplepreneurs or as entrepreneurs, that we want to enable micro entrepreneurship in this country. Because we've seen the dreams of big tech shatter with the kind of mass firing that is
Yes.
happening. So I genuinely believe that what was robbed of us as a nation was the fact that we were actually a nation of business owners, small business owners, right?
Yes.
Small banyas and munshis and store owners. And we were robbed of that legacy by the Britishers. When they left, they wrecked our education system, right? So we were only left with an education system which was good for creating clerks or good for creating servicemen. it was not good for creating entrepreneurs. So I think we were really robbed of that opportunity for 70 long years. And I'm so happy there's a lot of startup talk. I'm not even saying that everyone needs to become a $1 billion company or a unicorn.
Yes.
I'm just saying, even if you have something on your side, which is like, and business will grow eventually.
Yeah.
Right? It is not something that will be like stagnant for years and it will not give you much returns. The more effort and the time that you spend in your business, it will give you, more returns. And if you look at private jobs, because that used to be like a so-called security, it is not secure anymore.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
equally
leave you-
risky.
Yeah, it's equally risky, and more so, it leaves you high and dry at the age of 50, 55. While we say the legal retirement age be 60, 62, right? In some cases it is 64 if it is extended.
Yeah.
But we know around ourselves that if there is a 50-year-old who's trying to find a job in the corporate sector,
It's
how hard
very
it
hard
is
to
for
find.
them to do that, because nobody wants to hire anybody above 45, 50.
These days, yeah.
And once you are done with your corporate job at 55 or 60, whatever, if you're lucky, you are left with just about nothing.
Yes. I also want to know, with 500 plus stores, what processes have you set, or how do you ensure that each franchise that you've set up is a profit owned, because that's the goal
That's
of
the
the
goal.
franchise model as well. So how do you ensure, especially such a big volume of franchises that you're managing?
So one thing that we realized was that when we are starting this business, we have to make sure that the training and the processes have to be like really spot on. So whether it is, so in laundry, the the consistency comes from packaging, the consistency comes from the quality of the chemicals used, the consistency comes from the processes that the team at the store is following. So we made sure that we are documenting all the processes. So all the store members are trained on the processes. The chemical needs to be procured from UClean, so that is a mandate.
Okay.
So that
you basically provide the chemical to all the stores.
chemicals to all the stores, and the packaging also needs to come from. So that way, every single customer across the country is getting a
Same experience.
from us. Another thing is that what we realized in our journey was that we needed to tweak chemicals depending on the water and hardness and the water quality in different parts of the country, because India, as you know, is like so many small countries together.
Yes.
So your eastern part of the country had very different water quality
Yes.
from northern part to the western part
Yes.
to the southern part. So we made sure that those calibrations were done. We used to get water samples delivered at our research center with that our chemical manufacturer has, and we used to then test
Yes.
the water, test the chemicals efficacy in that water. So all of those standardizations we did like pretty early on in the business.
Before starting the franchise in that location.
So I would not say before starting. I think it's very gradual, because if you keep waiting, okay, I'll not sign up a franchisee because I do not have this, then you will never move on.
Yes.
So I genuinely believe that with 500 plus partners, we had 500,000 plus learnings from them.
Yes.
So more people join in, more people bring their learnings
Together.
and the more we become better as a brand. So that is what our belief always has been. Our motto as a company has always been that I am not great today,
Yes.
but tomorrow I'll be better than yesterday.
Yes. Which is a great motto.
Yeah, so that is the only intention. Even if we have like some conflicts with the franchisee, we just tell them this. So maybe we are not doing this right today, but we promise you this is what we are working
gonna
towards.
deliver.
We are going to deliver. So we might learn it and do it tomorrow, but our promise is that if you look back at UClean's 8 years, we are today better than what we were yesterday.
Before.
So that is every day.
I also want to know, because a lot of our viewers would want to go for a franchisee model for their businesses. So what are the pros and cons? How do you come to that decision? When is the time you should decide now you should expand and get into the franchisee model? So I want to know all the tips and tricks for our audience.
Okay, so for any brand, if you feel that your business, if you made those processes, SOPs, And a lot of times what happens is that there is a big founder factor or a key man factor. We call it in franchising or in business. There is a concept of key man, right? So if you're running a business where you are the key man, right, and you are the secret sauce of your business, it is very difficult to replicate. If you can step back from your business and run it remotely without your intervention or you being the secret sauce of the business, then you are ready to replicate.
But how do you identify that?
So, okay, just an example of a salon business, for example. Okay, so there's this one set of people that came to me. They were running a salon and they said that I want to, like, we're doing say about 15 lakhs a month, we're doing revenues, and we would like to now take this into franchising. Now I understand that, okay, any business where the founder is sitting at the post station, right, where the founder is overlooking everything on a daily basis, the revenues and the performance of that business is very different from when an employee is
looking at it,
right? That's the truth of it. Now, if your secret sauce of the business is you're there and you're making that 15 lakhs, but you do not have a process or SOPs in place which will enable your staff to reach that target without your presence, then it is not exactly what your business number is. And if there are, these two people were very dynamic, very good looking and everything, and people used to get attracted. They were in a premium location of Delhi, and people used to come flocking like, oh, this is great business, I would love to open another salon, by your name, please give us a franchisee. That is also good, because a lot of time people look at the success of the business and not the reason behind it. The reason are only two: either you have great processes or you have great people, right? And in a franchise business, people is very important. Like, it's the variable that you really can't manage 100%, but processes is something that you can manage 100%. So, for example, McDonald's is a great contrast, right? You eat the McDonald's burger, it is the same everywhere. And the people change everywhere.
So right? Processes have been
set. It is the processes in the franchise business. If you can set up the processes where another person can pick those processes up and replicate them and run it without your intelligence, because the intelligence is built into the processes, then that's a franchisable model.
Very, very important factor.
Very important. And for future, okay, processes is to successfully run it. But how do you control
quality checks?
Processes will more or less manage the quality. How would you control that you are getting your due, as in your royalties are being given, your what is your control point there? So for some businesses it is supply chain, like McDonald's, right? So they have a supply chain which is like a high control point. They will not send you the burger buns. They will not send you the burger tikkis. You will never be able to give out one burger without McDonald's supply chain. If tomorrow McDonald's supply chain breaks, your business is done, right? So for McDonald's, that is a control. For salon, something else could be a control, right? So similarly, control and processes are the two things. If you figured it out in your business, I think you are very much ready for franchising.
And also I wanted to know, as a service entrepreneur, like, what are the key tips that you would give to have customer service in place or a good brand strategy? Because a lot of our service entrepreneurs, mompreneurs struggle with that.
Yeah. So like I said, service is very people dependent, right? You have to keep training your team that, okay, how to be great at customer service. But there would be times that your team will falter. There would be time when you will come across a customer that is absolutely difficult, like absolutely unreasonable. So then the more you train them on these case studies, so we've built those things over the years that in our system, there is this very interesting thing. Every month, we have to discuss one difficult case. So we do a town hall all of sorts, and wherein we, bring in that one difficult customer. It could come from a store, it could come from the customer care team, and we discuss how was this handled. And then there are, there's like a open group discussion kind of a thing, that okay, this could have been done better, this could not have been done better, or this is the right thing to do, etc., etc.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so so that is where, the service component of it, that you know where to draw the line, how much you can go out of your way. And it's not only that difficult customers are discussed, difficult situations are also discussed. Like there was this one that comes to my mind. There was a particular store that closes down at 9:30 in the evening. They stop business at 9:30 in the evening. And there was this particular customer who had a flight in the morning at 4:30. They were flying overseas, the entire family. And he said, no, I need my clothes. I said, but there is a timeline. You never told us that you need it on a particular date, and we cannot deliver it. The store is already closed. He said, but I need it. He called up our continuously our customer call center numbers, found my number, Arunab's number, I don't know how many people's number, and he kept calling us. So Arunab and I, we woke up and we were sitting at 11, I think. We called up the store manager. Store manager like, I have left. I am not coming back. I'm staying very far off. I can't. So we caught somebody who had the key. We arranged for the key to travel. We sent somebody from our operations team, because a few of the clothes were still not ready. So we had to get them ready before delivering. So at 1 o'clock, finally, my operations trainer got the clothes ready, and we delivered it at 1:30 to the customer's place.
Wow.
Now, if you will look at it from a purely logical and a right and wrong perspective, then we were not supposed to do this, right? It was a plain, simple rule, right? We had already given the terms and conditions, the delivery date was communicated and everything. We were not supposed to do this, but we still did it, because it was just not this one customer. It is just the ideology of this company. Like, if we can help you, we will help you. That's a simple thing. Like, if you will arm twist us, maybe we are not a great company with you, but if you really need our help, and if we think we can go out of our way and still make it happen for you, we will do it. So that was the culture that flows inside entire company. Exactly, yeah. So I am awake till 12. My operations team guy didn't tell me, nahi, main nahi za raha raat ke 12 baje. He can always tell me, and I can't do much about it. But he said, nahi, ma'am, karte hai na, chale jata hu, koi baat nahi. And this was, I think, Indirapuram. So he went from Faridabad to Indirapuram in the night. So I think that culture is very important.
So Gunjan, you're an economist by education, but I know you're a dancer at heart. So what song will describe your entrepreneurship journey?
I think there's a song, Guide का है, पता नहीं कौन सी movie का है. It's too old. क्या कहते हैं? It goes like, आज फिर जीने की तमन्ना है, आज फिर मरने का इरादा है. So I think that's like my spirit song, because I think it kind of it personifies feminism, like what we women go through every single day. And as an entrepreneur also, your struggle is like this, right? Because aaj fir jeene ki tamanna, you have had a great day, and you want to break, do groundbreaking work, and you want to break those barriers, and then there are days where you want to just give up.
Just go under the blanket and not show your face. I have had those kind of days.
Yeah, so I think that's what an entrepreneur's life is.
Yeah.
That there are days when you're dancing with your heart, and then there are days where you just feel like, oh my God, this should be the end of this world. Yeah. So I think that truly is my soul song.
So now we're coming back to our most fun section.
Okay.
This and that questions. You just have to answer them very, very quickly.
All right.
You can't think.
Okay.
So, digital marketing or traditional advertising?
Digital marketing.
Morning meetings or late night brainstorming?
Absolutely morning meetings.
Bhangra or Bollywood?
Bollywood. I think both.
No, you can't choose both.
Okay.
You have to pick one.
Okay.
Formal business wear or comfy athleisure?
Formal business wear all the way.
Yeah, you love those.
I love those. No
Yeah,
athleisure in office for me.
Yeah. Binging Netflix or reading a book? Difficult one for
Difficult one for me. I love both. I think both are great creative
you?
mediums.
Depends on the mood.
Depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a great conversation. In fact,
Thank
I
you.
loved a lot from this conversation about the franchising model. We had a great Nashta. I hope you enjoyed
I
the Nashta.
loved it. I am so in love with goodness in your life. I used
and
to
it's
love
very
the.
filling. I'm
It's
not
very
able to
nice.
finish it
I
during
know I
our
can't. I really can't. Like I will take like about 2 hours to get done with this. But this is great for
Yes.
me to go back and keep it in my office room, and I'll keep munching on it. So I'm really happy with this. This is exactly the kind of start to the day I like.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and Ankita, I have to tell you, you're looking wonderful today.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love your dress. I love those earrings. I love the entire look that you've created for yourself.
This is actually an outfit from a NAM brand. It's enamored by Pooja Batra. So she sent me this outfit.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. It's looking so nice. The
Thank
color
you.
works for you,
Thank
and
you.
it's the the little detailing on the sleeves and the collar.
Yeah,
is
she added
amazing.
this without telling me, which
Yeah.
I felt was great.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. Little sparkle never
Yeah.
hurts.
So I'm going to send this outfit to you super soon because I accidentally dropped something.
Oh,
So I think
I
you
can see
clean.
that, yeah.
I
No
think
worry.
you clean is coming to my rescue super soon.
Absolutely.
It was a great conversation. Thank you for making time, Gunjan.
I loved it. I had such a great time, and it was always so much fun meeting you all, meeting the NAM family. I think it's lovely. I had a wonderful start to the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.